or to the channel Trucker Rod, and now what we say Mechanic Rod, and the S.E.E channel. So we are poolside hanging out. I don't work Saturday and Sundays, and been hanging out at the pool quite a few times a week. So I want to say, been relaxing. Been having to learn to relax. It's been a upward battle with that. Letting go of just constantly working and doing responsibilities when I'm home, and thinking that I got to be doing something all the time. So turning off and relaxing has been the deprogramming part of my life since I got here. So anyhow, let me turn you folks around. We are, as you can see, poolside, and behind me in this pool is the sauna pool, and then right across from me is the therapy pool that's inside. That one's a hot one. We were in there once, but it's pretty warm. A little too warm for me. But let's see. Get you guys turned around. I don't want to get the phone dropped. Slowly. So we are. If you can see, that's the Superstition Mountains right over there. So right through there is all the Superstition Mountains. I've got mountain ranges all around me, basically. But there's the sauna room, or the sauna. I don't know, that's about 15 degrees or more warmer than this one. And all of this is all salt water. So it's very soothing and relaxing. I'm not going to keep this too long. But yeah. Anyhow, Miss Laura is home. She's not down here with me. Both of us have gotten sick in the last 2 weeks with the sinus crud. I brought it home, I think, because I work in a school system now. And in and out of school buses and around children. And brought home some nasties. So I just got over it. I'm still coughing a little bit of phlegm up, but she went from an swimmer's ear infection to, get out of here. A little map. Let me turn you guys back around here. I can't see nothing. This thing it's so bright out today. Are you guys at? Yeah, there you guys are. So, yeah, she got swimmer's ear, and I had to take her into urgent care, and then she had to go to the emergency room, and her head swelled up, the side of her head swelled up with the swimmer's ear really bad. And then she was just recovering from that when she got the crusty crud from me, sinus infection and all that. So she's home laid up, feeling worth about a $3 bill right now. So I'm just hanging out down at the pool because I didn't have nothing else to do. It's 108 degrees right now, and it's comfortable. Usually when it gets about 111 to 115, it's pretty shitty. When I go down through the resort on the golf cart, the heat coming through the windshield feels like oven heat coming at you, but right now it's comfortable. As long as it stays under 110, it's more than doable. It's when it gets up past that. I gotta turn my phone around. This thing's gonna overheat. My phone is hot as sin right now, so I gotta put some shade on it. Let's see if I can see you guys this way. Oof. Yeah, we gotta get it cooled down. So can't tell if I got anything in the chat. I apologize. I can't see the screen, but I can see my silhouette to say that, yeah, I'm on the live stream. Hopefully Miss Laura's in there handling the live stream. If she is, she may be snoring away too with all the meds. Kind of get that thing under control. But we're having a pretty good time. We've been here. This is coming up on week number 6. And so far, so good. 4 weeks at my new job. So being a mechanic, just all kinds of things, and what do I want to say? I had to get my CDL for school bus and passenger endorsement, so I now carry the MVD motor vehicle department here in Arizona said I have every endorsement but motorcycle. So commercial wise, I have every endorsement possible that you can get. So hazmat, doubles, triples, tanker, and passenger and school bus. So that's it. And then of course my TWIC and all that stuff. But anyhow, um, yeah. So it's been an unplugged deprogramming situation to get away from what do you want to say, trucking and having all that entails. So do I miss it? No. Um, I think I'd be miserable going back out. That's why I just didn't want to get back into it. Um, yeah, the money was good, but it was a price to be paid. I've got other plans in the hopper, but for the time being, right now we've gone as far as we can on the house. So the contractor is getting permits pulled and a quote to us because we're having. First, we were going to have all the windows and doors replaced because they were borderline. Um, Now I just said, well, since you got to pull some of the siding off, let's just do all new siding and trim work. And he's just going to repair a lot of little things here and there that'll just encompass everything. And then that'll set us up for the next 15, 20 years and just keep the maintenance up on it then. Because this house has never been lived in full time. They set it up and just use it as a seasonal snowbird resort home, but now it's full time. We're kind of positioning the house to be more full time living, so we're doing things differently, and we're doing things that will make it more personalized into us. So it'll be a big investment, but it'll be worth it for the long run. Yeah. Lastly, everything I said I wanted to do is pretty much we're about 85 90% there fruition wise. We've got investments now set up the way I wanted them. Got a great guy that understands where I'm trying to go. He's enlightening me with better tactics and better backstops, where we have now put our discretionary money. We have set our trust up, revocable trust, so that is now in place, or it'll be done here this month. We've put it in motion, and it'll be finished up here in the next week or two. And what else? We've got investments going. Oh, my IUL life insurance, my Index Universal Life. He had some professionals look at it and was able to fine tune it and triple its value of what it would have paid out in 10 years in contrast to what they could do. So with that, that's all going as planned. So basically, I'm nearly there. Just got to get the home-based businesses going, which we will probably concentrate more on after she's feeling better and we get the contractors momentum going. So with that, yeah, there's not much. Friday night came down here and I hung out till 8:30 Friday night. I fell asleep in the pool. I actually leaned back. I had a bourbon and just chilled out. Um, Sat on the porch for a couple hours this morning. Sat on the porch a couple hours yesterday morning, the front porch, and just chilled. Uh, like I said, just kind of letting go of all the things that was pretty much programmed in me to get going and get done. And now is not such a big deal. Now it's just learning to enjoy life and take more work responsibilities off my back when I'm home, and just know that our house is downsized and simple enough to live. Um, we sacrificed to get here, so our biggest concentration is from this point on the debt will be is pay the house off over a short period of time, and just always make sure we never have to worry about budgeting for groceries. Everything's paid off at this point, other than the house, and we're pretty well set. We're pretty well there. I think she just would like to not be sick because I think we pushed ourselves. When I came back from out here in the end of April, um, we were nonstop running wide open May, June, and July, basically liquidating everything at the house in Michigan, having moving sales, and just packing the pods and getting everything ready. Then making the trip out here, getting unpacked, getting the house situated, and putting down some creative designs. And the neighbors had their house redone, and I liked what their contractor did, so we hired them to come in and do ours. And that's where we've been for the last 6 weeks. And normally I would take on a lot of this stuff, but I'm at the point now, I'm like, the hell with it. I figure I got 25, 30 years left in me, being I'm turning 60 this year. And when I'm 85, 90, I just don't want to be wasting any more time trying to do everything I can on my own without at least delegating some of it out. And there's some great contractors around here. Some shady ones, but there's really good ones. And this guy really did a, out of the park job on our neighbors, so we decided to use him. A lot of our the windows that come in these homes are just entry level windows. And that's the reason why we're upgrading, because we're going to upgrade to a company that builds windows right here in the Phoenix area for Arizona homes. And so we're going to go with them. They'll be a little pricier, but they'll also have a dark tint to them, like a car. And that's going to help block out a lot of the sun and keep the house cooler and more efficient over time. So it's a trade-off. I spent a little money to get a long-term effect. Some people asked if I do solar, and I said, well, someone's going to have to show me the numbers and actuality numbers over a 10-year plan, because solar panels only have a 10-year lifespan, and then they got to be swapped out. So you've got to have at least 5 out of those 10 years got to be giving you a return on your investment. You got to get an ROI, after the first 5 years. And they should be well self-sustaining and paid off, long before the 10 years is up on those solar panels. So that's my take. I don't know. I'm not sold on the solar panel industry yet. We definitely live in an area where we, could benefit from it, but it's not on my agenda. I think there's other foundation things to get done on the house. The job, you go in, you learn something new every day. That's all I can say. If I'm lucky, I can get 10, 12 years out of this body to do that kind of work. But, I've been doing PMs on buses. I've been battery changing. Even my wife's car, it wouldn't start last Sunday. And, last Sunday morning, went to get groceries, so the battery swelled up. So it was original battery. It's over 7 years old. And the heat swelled up the battery, and it was no good. So we put an AGM. It's a glass mat battery instead of a lead acid. And we'll see where that goes. That seems to be, they know batteries out here, especially for the heat. So, which I probably will be doing on the golf cart when it gets time to change those, is put AGMs in it. A lot of people are doing lithium, but the problem is we use the living bejesus out of our golf cart in this resort. And it's about it's about a half mile to the house from the pools here in the resort. And the dog park's about the same drive. So that's a lot of miles when you're back and forth to the dog park 3 times a day, to the mailbox, down to the pool. So you're putting some miles on that golf cart. And the batteries, I'm charging it up at least 3 times a week. But they've had some problems with people that have lithium batteries burning up and or overheating. One caught on fire, this last year. So lithium doesn't do well in the heat, especially when it gets up to 115. So I don't know. I'm not convinced on the lithium in the heat yet. So I may go with an AGM. That's a glass mat. There's lead acid, glass mat, and then the lithium. Lithium would be way more efficient, but it's a trade-off of whether or not it's going to hold up, as well in the heat as a glass mat or lead acid. So, but golf cart's been holding up. That's what we built it for, was to be out here. We bought the wife's car to be out here, a front wheel drive car. There is no reason why. I look around, there's guys with lifted trucks like I had, and I'm like, what do you need 36, 37-inch tires on the asphalt? It runs about 140 degrees on a, say 112, 115 degree day. It's hot. The black asphalt's hot, and I'm like, yeah, no. In a way, it was a smart move to get rid of my truck, even though I miss it. It was a great build, but I got other things in mind I want to do in the future, and I don't have a garage or any way to work on it, and I kind of just gassed out and lost interest with the position we were in to move out here. So, best thing I would probably do in the future is buy a side-by-side, a two-seater for the wife and I, and maybe get a bigger trailer to tow it around, but that'd be it. Otherwise, we just want to hit up, if we want to take off for the weekend to Sedona, go up to around the Grand Canyon, out to Joshua Tree, Yuma, down to Casa Grande in the area, some of the casinos, and spend the night. Hey, whatever. That's something we can do and have the freedom to do it, to get away on a weekend, kid free, debt free, and just go and just do us. So, but anyhow, see if there's anything in the chat before I sign off here. Let's see what we got. I can't see the screen for the life of me. And it doesn't look like anybody's in here. That's fine. Maybe you guys will pick it up after the live stream. I appreciate y'all hanging on. I was going to live stream last week, but I ended up spending Saturday and Sunday in bed through the day, sleeping that crud off. I ended up breaking a fever by Sunday evening. So, and the dog got sick 2 nights ago, so the dog has been diarrhea and throwing up and that. So he's got some crusty crud. He has not come in contact with any other species or dogs or anything, but I think what we've determined today is our bodies and our immune systems, being from the Midwest, is basically changing and acclimating to the weather here. And that's the best I can come up with. And, it is a complete regional climate change. So, right now I'm feeling better. I'm not 100%, but I'm hoping this week will be better for both of us, that she's on the mend, and maybe she can get down here to the pool with me next weekend and try to do another live stream or pop one off. I may just randomly do them as I go through the week, depending on how I feel. Some days I get home, this last couple weeks that I've been sick, I've been getting home. I just came home and I looked at her and I said, all I want to do is eat, shower, and go to bed. And most of the time I'd be in bed 6:30, 7 o'clock, because I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, and I get to work dressing at 5:30, punching in at 5:45, and then I'm off and running until I'm usually getting out around 4:30 in the afternoon. Other than Wednesdays, schools let out at an hour earlier, so schools normally get out at 2:20. The high school does, but because all the schools get out like at 1:20 and so on and so forth, the junior high and the elementary, so we are out an hour earlier than normal. So 3:30 on Wednesdays, 4:30 the rest of the week. But yeah, so I'm doing about 53, 54 hours a week. It's mandatory overtime. I looked at my first paycheck, and my Arizona state pension's already coming out, health, dental, and all that. So it's a going. It's right where I need to be. What I planned on and what I told you folks, how I was trying to position myself, and everything is coming slowly into fruition. I just got to learn to back off and let things happen and not force it. That's how I want to explain it. So just enjoy each day instead of trying to get in front of it, and let some things just happen on their own, and other things just kind of make sure you got control of the wheel, that you don't veer off the road, but just let it go down the road straight on cruise control from here. So anyhow, we're having a good time. I'm having a great time here at the pool. I think I'm here by myself right now. There was quite a few couples here earlier. Let me turn you guys around one more time. See if I can find the button. The phone's getting hot. I got it leaning up against the towel. And yeah, like I said, this is the resort. This is down at the pool area. There's a 9-hole golf course on that side, which would be on the western side of it. Pickleball and tennis courts. Back where the dog park is on the south side of the resort is the 2 dog parks, large and small dog park, bocce ball, golfing cages, and batting cages. And then 3 streets over is the bar and grill and another pool and the golf pro shop. You got the silversmith shop over by the dog park. You have the woodsmith shop, the lapidary, wood shop. What else? Oh, computer room, libraries over by the bar and grill, and then the rec room, the rec hall's right here. Yep, rec hall, activity office, fitness, and what do they got? The fitness and something else over here. Let me see. Billiards. So the billiards room, the fitness room, that's our main office, and the mailbox is on the other side. The main entrance, I come in from the north side off Broadway. So trying not to go too fast. But yeah, we got all kinds of stuff around here to keep all of us seniors busy. So anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna kick back. It's only going on 5 o'clock, and I know it's going on 8 o'clock back out east. But I forgot you that mode. I thought you were staring at me. So, and yeah, my golf cart's over yonder. Just come up out of the pool. Since no one's here, I can walk around and talk a little bit. But yeah, this is all illuminated up as you saw in the pics. This is all illuminated up. That tower is all illuminated up at night. The pools have underground or underwater lighting. This all lights up at night. So all of this, shades, it's all part of the resort. This is our permanent living spot. This isn't, someone asked me last night, are you here as a tourist or are you full time? And I said, I'm full time here. And they were like, really? So the first thing I always ask, what brought you like from Grand Rapids, Michigan to Apache Junction? And I said, we spent 3 years researching real estate around Phoenix from 2018 to 2021. Then we built a list, got on a plane, came out in October of 21, and looked at real estate, and this was on the list, but it was like towards the bottom. But when we left, this resort became our #1 destination spot to live because of the people, the vibe, and it's not so uppity and hoity-toity, but it's blue-collar type atmosphere and normal average people, not your millionaire stuck-up people, your Beverly Hill type. There are resorts like that here, and I wouldn't fit in, and I'd probably get kicked out. So that said, we're having a good time, but just wanted to bring in light. Yep, I'm turning wrenches. I'm getting my hands scuffed up, getting my forearms scuffed up. So I have not done an oil change yet, but I've done batteries. I've done a wheelchair lift, helped on a wheelchair lift diagnosis, a couple PMs which have been an A service, not an oil change, but just grease and check over the suspension, tires, fluids, belts, seats, windows. Basically, it's just a box with a bunch of seats on it with a engine, transmission, axle in the back. But now I'm on a bus that is got, and I've changed one starter, and I started working on replacing a turbo on another bus, and we got it off, got the new one on, but kind of gassed out on Friday because, well, time ran out. So at the end of the day, work will still be there on Monday. That's the nice thing is that time comes, you clock out, change your uniform, get your street clothes on, and go home. And then turn off, work is behind me. I leave it behind me till I walk in tomorrow morning. So that's the beauty of it. So anyhow, I'll turn you guys around. Anyhow, I appreciate y'all being here. Yes, can you make a career change? Absolutely. If you've got the skill set to move on. Now, like I said, I've got a mechanics skill set, trucking, healthcare, and people have asked, why don't you go into healthcare? And I'll tell you this, to give this more content in this video, I wouldn't go back into healthcare because of what I saw happen during the COVID era and pandemic. There's no flipping way in hell that for patient care, I'm going to have a government agency come in and tell me what I can and can't do for patient care because they think they know the best. The government practices medicine without a license. This idiot Fauci, I wouldn't even call him a doctor. He is in it for profit. He does not care about me, you, or any human being. We are just test subjects for the government. So therefore, same as pharmaceutical companies pushing their drugs and pills on us, we're test subjects for them. I will not buy into the Western medicine model, so therefore I will not go back into healthcare. My whole premise was to be a chiropractor. And like I said, things happened, curveballs happen in life. Life gets in the way and you make adjustments on the fly. That's what I did. Otherwise, I would have been, as a chiropractor, probably out here, probably somewhere warm, because I would have not gone back to Michigan. Michigan does not pay chiropractors well in reimbursement for insurance. It is horrible. That is a horrible state to practice in. So, anyhow, I won't touch healthcare. And I never had intended to work in the Western medicine model. My whole premise was to get my bachelor's degree and move on to be a chiropractor, to have my own business, set my own hours, and build my own business model around it. But instead, I didn't get to finish that, so I fell back on my bachelor's, worked in healthcare to have that time to be home to raise my son. That I did. I accomplished that. Didn't get laid off twice in a year from healthcare and have to go back on the skilled trades to keep sustaining a paycheck and not go bankrupt and put food on the table. Winning. And so that's everything in a nutshell. And from this point on, we're just going to cruise along. We may take you guys along when we start traveling, but for now, we're still wrapping up some business in Michigan. And then we got a contractor. Once he gets started, we got to tiptoe around that for probably 3 weeks, is my guess, once they get started. So with that, I'm just going to be busy until we get past that, because I can't get things done in the house when siding and windows and doors are being placed in. It's just a lot of racket for the day, and it's just going to be hard to work around that. So, but we'll take you guys along as we progress and move forward and enjoy this new lifestyle. One more time, and the Superstition Mountains are a great view right now. So as you can see, there's the mountains. Yeah, come on, right there. And right through the front arches. But yeah, I get to see that coming home every day, and I appreciate it. I look up and just say a thankful prayer to the Lord that I'm somewhere where I got a good view The weather's been great. It's been hot, but hey, we're living in Arizona. Um, but come September and in October, then it gets to be normal, like 80, 90-degree weather. And that is like 84-degree weather in the mornings is like, oh dear Lord, that's so comfortable. And for back home, oh, it's a hot day. And I'm like, you guys don't get dramatic, because everyone's like, oh, 108. 108 is normal here in the summer. It's when it's 115, 117, you know it's hot. And then you have to pace yourself, and you definitely have to hydrate. My bottle's right there. It's a 40-ounce bottle I take to work with me every day. And I go through 3 of those a day during a work day. So hydration, that's the one thing that's got me through the heat, is drinking a lot of water. No more, there's no pop, there's no energy drinks, none of that jazz. I put 1 pack of electrolytes in there a day, and that's all I have. Rest of the time it's water. Winning. So yeah, that's everything in a nutshell. Is just, you got to learn and listen to people and what you need to do to get through the hot days. And then you use air conditioning, just the reverse psychology as you do, like living in Michigan. It gets cold in the winter. You go in when it's 0 degrees, 10 below. What do? You go where the heat is and warm up. You go in and cool down with the AC. You take a minute, hydrate, and then you go on and do your job. But there's a lot of people that just, they can't get their mind wrapped around that. It's too hot. Well, you know what? November to Easter, it's too fucking cold. So I won't deal with it. Don't want to deal with it. I don't want to look at snow, ice, salt, slush, or any of that crap, because I don't want to trash a nice car to live in a fucking state that gives you 3-4 months of good weather a year, and the rest of the time it's like hell. I call it the season of white death. So I'll take Hades temperatures here, you know, and live with it. So it's not a perfect place for many, but it works for us. So till next time, folks, stay safe, continue educating yourself. Knowledge is learned, not taught, and we will see you all in the next video.